Greetings from Atoria, I'm the Lord Bones, and this is IMO The Banner Saga. The Banner Saga is a story-orientated RPG with a turn-based combat system. It was originally kickstarted and developed by Stoic and came out on Steam on January the 14th. Now here we are actually in the game and we're quite early in to avoid spoilers here. Now there's a few minor issues with the game, and that there is in this screen right here. You get 3 difficulty options which affect battling, but this is the only other option you get. Full screen, not full screen. And the not full screen is a very weird size, I might add. I won't press it because it will mess everything up. That is a little bit unacceptable, to be honest with you. I would like at least some resolution options. I wouldn't necessarily feel that bad about anti-aliasing because the game looks beautiful as it is, but this is a little bit unacceptable, I would say personally. Now, moving on from all that very quickly, this here is now me inside of a village. As you can see, the game is very panoramic in that objects move at different paces and things. For example, you can see on here that will move slightly slower to give the feeling of a distance between everything. So firstly, I'm going to hop in and show you a bit of the story. So this here is what the story cutscenes generally take up, which is the cutscene part of the bottom bar. Now, the story is told primarily through these, and it very much gives you a feeling of being in the area, because you skip between the people like so, and the actual people themselves sort of move and blink and so on and so forth. Now this couldn't really be achieved with text alone, I don't think, and the story is amazingly detailed in general. So here, you notice I can actually make a decision here. I can either ask him something from the top here and go through a bunch of texts which will tell you more about the world and basically have a more of a conversation, or I can just say, okay, I'm done now, and he won't need to be spoken to again. So you get very much a choice between them, and them choices do actually affect the actual game. It's an amazingly detailed world as a whole, and I really want to see more games in this world, possibly because it's Vikings and I love Vikings, but also because it's very detailed. So I've skipped forward in order to be able to show you travelling and villages in general. Now this here is a village, and I'm going to go straight into the market just to display what you can actually buy here. Now all these things at the bottom here are all to do with the battle system and require the same renown which you get from battling, and you also get it from certain options when you're travelling. Now these buy supplies and these items. Once you get 0 days worth of supplies, your troops start dying, which are your clansmen, your fighters and your Vol. Clansmen are just general people. Your fighters actually help you in wars, and Vol also help you in wars, and they're the big tough warrior guys. Now you can buy more supplies, but that also means that the next bit you wouldn't have many renown for this next bit here. For example, this guy over here called Ivor can be promoted. Promotion takes 15 renown, so you have to sort of manage your money and your renown wisely throughout the game, or else you're going to end up using it all up on things you don't need to. Now this here, something that you should always go to in the village because it displays what order your people are going to be in. I'm going to hop straight into here and show you that there are many statistics which will come into play in battles, and you basically inside a village are able to customize these freely, and they also use the renown which you also buy supplies with. So I'm going to buy some supplies and travel. I'm going to buy a week's worth of supplies, and then I'm going to leave the area. So I've just skipped a little bit so you don't get the story ruined for you. Now this is the travelling section, which takes up a large portion of the actual game. Now you can rest inside of villages, and this creates a morale, but that also takes down your supplies. Even though you're in a village, you still have to eat, and so on and so forth. Now this will help with your reactions during wars and battles. Now it's day 2127, and every single day the supplies are going down. So we now have a little box here that tells us something's happening. So there is a giant hall where it's empty, so I can decide what to do now. Do I want to sleep in overnight, keep everyone safe, or look around for clues why it's abandoned, or whatever? I'm going to look for any clues. who says whoever was left here must have had a good reason. So let's sleep in the old hall. A Vol leans against a supporting pillar, it cracks and brings down a portion of the massive roof, and I've now don't have a place to stay for the night, or that was just a useless day for me essentially. Everything you actually do seems to take up at least a couple of hours, which obviously when you're moving to the left here, it won't progress that. Now, it felt to me that travelling generally is like plate spinning. You're trying to keep everything alive and everything happy. So these are the travelling sections, and really bring across the idea that you're struggling, because here and now I've just run out of supplies. People are dying because I ran out of supplies. It really gives the feeling of a struggle, which I feel is definitely the attitude which they wanted. Now, I've skipped forward into a battle. Now, battles spring up. Occasionally they occur, but most of the time they are unavoidable. And the first stage is for me just to arrange my people. Now, these guys are mine and these guys are theirs. So this guy over here has got 18 armour and 11 strength/health, because that's the same stat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the beefy guys and put them on this side, because they're going to immediately go for these two. I'm going to put this archer behind and arrange the people accordingly. So let's go for it. So firstly, I have this blue area here to move in, or I can use willpower points to move in this outer area, which are down here. So I don't want to use, actually now I will use one, I'll use one to get myself there. It's only one because I've only moved into one half of the square being yellow. Now the difficulty level for this area, this part of the game, is for the battles, and it seems like I can defeat this person in one go. So I have two different attacks I can do: either attack the armour or attack the strength. Now the armour will resist the strength, and the strength is also the health. So for example, if I took damage, I would inherently not be able to attack people as strong as I would before. You can also use willpower points when attacking as well. So I'm going to move this guy forward and see what he can do. Now, these enemies here require you to take down all of their armour. So I'm going to use a bit of willpower and take down his armour quite a bit. So now it's his turn. Now as you can see on the bottom, by the way, there is a turn by turn guide to what actually is happening. There aren't just melee attacks as well, there are archers and mage. Now the main negative about the battle system isn't really the mechanics. Mechanics are solid, but the game doesn't really teach you about what the actual mechanics actually do and how they actually work. I spent the entire game thinking that these guys had to have the armour taken off in order to be able to defeat them, and subsequently these smaller guys as well, and that isn't the case. And I'm guessing other people will have similar issues as well. It's my only real complaint, because the battles are really nice, and also along with the travel system giving you a sense of urgency and being in a place of danger, these battles definitely also bring across that same feeling, which definitely keeps you in the experience. Now, apart from all these normal attacks, you can also do specialised attacks and also have items that affect your stats in general. So you have your own armour, obviously, your own strength, your own willpower, and then you can choose how many willpower you can use in any one time. That's called extortion. Then armour break is how easy it is to actually break someone's armour. And this final one here is the one I'm about to show you, because you can actually do a special attack. This guy's special attack is Bloody Flail, which attacks 4. So if I stick my guy here, I should be able to Bloody Flail this guy and take him down quite a bit. As you can see, and I'll let you use another willpower again. So as you can see, the mechanics of the battle system are very intriguing, and I definitely felt that this was one of the reasons why I wanted to continue the game, because it's very, very fun using this battle system. Although the Banner Saga is a trilogy, the ending wraps up more than enough to satisfy me and feel fulfilled. It's an amazing experience everyone should try. The world is beautiful and overall feel whilst playing it is one of pure enjoyment. The Banner Saga is on Steam for $24.99, £18.99 or €22.99. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.